Imagine 5 haircuts making you look timeless, radiant, and effortlessly lovely every single day. I research worst style and beauty mistakes and youth-boosting fixes for mature women so you get simple, proven transformations that work instantly. Today we're perfecting 5 haircuts that make older women look younger after 50. You'll look 10 years younger by the end. We're covering the structured bob, the soft layered cut, the face-framing pixie, the wispy lob, and the voluminous shag. 5 cuts that truly refresh your entire look. Part 1 alone will surprise you. And stay for the game changer in Part 3. It's the cut most women over 50 completely overlook, and it could be your most youthful look yet. Subscribe so you never miss a transformation. Part 1. The structured bob. Sharp, sleek, and instantly younger. The structured bob is one of the most powerful haircuts a woman over 50 can choose. And most women are still sleeping on just how transformative it truly is. This cut works by creating clean, defined lines that frame the face with intention. Unlike longer, heavy styles that drag the face downward and visually add years, the structured bob lifts the entire facial profile. It draws the eye upward toward your cheekbones, your eyes, and your best features. This shaves off 10 years without a single product. Here are 5 solutions that make the structured bob work beautifully after 50. 1. Choose a jaw-length bob that sits right at the chin for maximum facelifting effect. 2. Ask for a slight undercut at the nape to reduce bulk and add lightness to the shape. 3. Request a blunt or slightly beveled edge to keep the silhouette clean and modern. 4. Add a subtle diagonal angle from back to front, so the style moves beautifully as you do. 5. Incorporate soft, face-framing pieces at the front to flatter cheekbones and soften the jaw. The structured bob works in several beautiful variations. A chin-length version is crisp and chic. A slightly longer asymmetrical version adds creative edge. A softly rounded version flatters rounder face shapes perfectly. You'll love how versatile this single cut becomes. Why it works so powerfully is simple. Weight and length below the chin drag the eye downward and emphasize heaviness around the jaw and neck. Removing that excess weight instantly refreshes the face. The defined perimeter of the structured bob creates an intentional, polished frame that reads as confident and sophisticated. For styling tools, a quality ceramic flat iron is essential for achieving a sleek, glass-smooth finish on a structured bob. A vent brush paired with a medium-heat blow-dryer adds body and movement without frizz. A fine-tooth tail comb helps section and smooth the perimeter perfectly. Maintenance is key with this cut. Plan a trim every 6 to 8 weeks to keep the edges sharp and the shape crisp. Between salon visits, use a silk pillowcase to preserve smoothness and reduce friction overnight. Most overlook this simple habit, but it keeps your bob looking fresh and intentional every single morning. The structured bob is timeless, elegant, and endlessly youthful, and it just might become your signature look after 50. Part 2. The soft layered cut. Movement, volume, and beautiful youth. The soft layered cut is the secret weapon that stylists have been recommending to their most elegant mature clients for decades. And once you understand why, you will never go back to one-length styles again. Layers do something remarkable for hair over 50. As we age, hair naturally becomes finer, thinner, and flatter. A one-length cut emphasizes that flatness by allowing all the weight to sit in one place, dragging the style down and making hair look limp and lifeless. Layers distribute the weight beautifully, creating movement, bounce, and the illusion of full, healthy volume throughout. Here are 5 solutions that bring the soft layered cut to life. 1. Ask for long, graduated layers that begin at the cheekbone level and cascade softly downward. 2. Request face framing layers specifically cut to highlight your eyes and cheekbones. 3. Ask your stylist to point cut the ends rather than blunt cut them, which adds softness and removes bulk. 4. Include shorter internal layers through the crown to immediately lift flat, fine hair at the roots. 5. Keep the perimeter length intact while layering inside. This preserves the overall shape while adding interior movement. Variations of this cut offer something for everyone. A medium-length layered cut is the sweet spot for most women over 50. Enough length to feel feminine, enough layering to feel light. A longer layered cut works beautifully for those who love wearing their hair down. A shorter layered version transitions naturally into a lob or soft bob. Why it works comes down to physics and light. Layers catch light differently at each level, creating dimension and the visual impression of volume and thickness. That dimension instantly reads as youthful vitality. Most overlook how dramatically dimension alone changes the perceived fullness and health of aging hair. For styling, a large round brush paired with a blow-dryer lifts roots and bends ends beautifully. A lightweight volumizing mousse applied to damp roots before drying amplifies lift without stiffness. A diffuser attachment softens the airflow for finer, more fragile hair types. Maintenance for layered cuts means trims every 8 weeks to prevent the layers from growing out shapeless. A deep conditioning mask used weekly keeps layered ends hydrated, smooth, and breakage-free. This small weekly ritual keeps your layered cut looking intentional and salon fresh far longer between appointments. Part 3. The Face Framing Pixie. Bold, beautiful, and decades younger. This is the game changer. Most women over 50 are terrified of the pixie cut, and that fear is costing them one of the most powerfully youthful looks available to a mature woman today. The face framing pixie is not the severe, close-cropped cut many imagine. A modern pixie designed specifically for women over 50 is soft, feminine, and strategically shaped to flatter mature facial features rather than expose them. It is bold without being harsh. It is dramatic without being aging. Here are 5 solutions that make the face framing pixie work beautifully for mature women. 1. Ask for a longer pixie, leaving 1 to 2 inches of length on top, to allow soft styling and movement. 2. Request tapered sides and back to keep the silhouette close and lifted without looking overly severe. 3. Ask for wispy, textured pieces at the temples and forehead that soften the hairline and frame the eyes. 4. Include a side-swept or piecewise fringe that angles gently across the forehead to shorten the face and add softness. 5. Keep volume concentrated at the crown to add height, and create the illusion of a longer, more youthful neck. Variations make this cut accessible for every face shape. A fuller pixie with more crown volume flatters round faces. A straighter, longer pixie complements square jaw shapes. A wavy, textured pixie brings effortless softness to oval and heart-shaped faces. You'll love how personalized this cut becomes for your unique features. Why it works is because shorter hair removes the visual weight that longer styles deposit around the lower face, jaw, and neck, exactly the areas where age tends to show first. By lifting the silhouette upward and keeping the focus near the eyes and cheekbones, the pixie redirects attention to the most vibrant part of your face. This shaves off 10 years with every glance in the mirror. For styling, a small barrel curling iron adds gentle bend and movement to the top sections. A soft hold pomade or texture cream defines the wispy pieces without crunchiness. A fine mist hairspray preserves the shape through the entire day. Maintenance requires trims every 4 to 6 weeks to keep the back and sides crisp and tapered. Between visits, a silk hair wrap at night preserves the style shape beautifully. Most overlook this simple habit, and it is the difference between a polished pixie and a grown-out, shapeless cut. Part 4. The Wispy Lob. Effortless elegance that melts years away. The wispy lob, the long bob, is perhaps the most universally flattering haircut a woman over 50 can wear, and yet so many women are wearing a version of it that ages them rather than refreshes them. The difference is entirely in the detail. A poorly executed lob is heavy, blunt, and one-dimensional. It sits flat against the face and adds bulk in all the wrong places. A perfectly crafted wispy lob, on the other hand, is airy, textured, and intentionally face-framing. It is the difference between a style that simply exists and one that truly transforms. Here are 5 solutions that elevate the wispy lob for mature women over 50. 1. Ask for the length to land just below the collarbone. This proportion elongates the neck and creates a beautifully feminine silhouette. 2. Request invisible or point-cut layers throughout the interior to remove weight without disrupting the overall length. 3. Ask for soft, wispy ends rather than a blunt perimeter. Airy ends immediately modernize any lob and remove heaviness. 4. Include delicate face framing pieces that begin just below the cheekbone and angle softly forward. 5. Ask your stylist to add subtle texture through the mid-lengths to prevent the style from falling flat between washes. Variations make the wispy lob deeply versatile. A straight wispy lob styled smooth is classic and sophisticated. A A softly waved version feels romantic and effortlessly youthful. A slightly shorter wispy lob transitions beautifully toward a bob for those wanting a little more lift. Most overlook how differently the same cut reads in these three simple styling variations. Why the wispy lob works so powerfully is because its length retains femininity and versatility, while its texture and layering prevent the aging flatness of one length longer styles. The collarbone length specifically frames the décolletage and neck in a way that feels intentional and polished, drawing the eye beautifully rather than allowing it to drift downward. For styling, a 1-inch curling wand creates the effortless, lived-in waves that make this cut look expensive and modern. A flexible hold spray keeps waves soft and touchable rather than stiff. A wooden paddle brush smooths and finishes the style when wearing it straight. Maintenance means trims every 8 weeks to keep the wispy ends fresh and prevent splitting. A weekly hair oil treatment smoothed through the ends preserves the lightness and sheen that make this cut so stunning. Part 5. The voluminous shag. Texture, confidence, and timeless youth. The voluminous shag is having a remarkable moment. And for women over 50, it is one of the most exciting and youthful options available right now. This cut combines layers, texture, and movement in a way that no other style quite matches. And the result is a look that feels effortlessly modern, creative, and deeply vibrant. Unlike the overly polished, stiff styles that many mature women default to, the shag embraces natural texture, visible dimension, and intentional imperfection. It is styled to look alive and dynamic rather than perfectly controlled. And that aliveness is exactly what reads as youthful energy on a mature woman. Here are 5 solutions that make the voluminous shag work beautifully for women over 50. 1. Ask for a shag with curtain bangs. These soft, center-parted fringe pieces frame the eyes beautifully and soften the forehead. 2. Request razor cut or point cut layers throughout for maximum texture and feathery lightness at every level. 3. Ask for heavy layering through the crown and mid-lengths to build volume where fine aging hair needs it most. 4. Include shorter, choppy layers around the face to create framing that flatters cheekbones and draws attention upward. 5. Keep the perimeter length between the collarbone and shoulder for the most flattering and manageable shag proportion. Variations suit every personality. A longer shag with more length preserved feels bohemian and romantic. A shorter shag approaching a layered pixie feels bold and editorial. A tighter, more defined shag with less curtain fringe feels polished and controlled. This shaves off 10 years regardless of which variation you choose. Why the voluminous shag works is because layers positioned at multiple levels create extraordinary visual volume from root to end. For women with fine or thinning hair, a common reality after 50, this multi-level volume is transformative. The texture also catches light at varied angles, creating an impression of thick, vibrant, healthy hair. For styling tools, a diffuser attachment on a blow dryer is the shag's best friend. It enhances natural texture without disrupting the layers. A texturizing spray applied to dry hair refreshes and amplifies the style on second or third days beautifully. Finger styling through damp hair before diffusing creates natural, effortless movement. Maintenance means trims every 6 to 8 weeks to keep the layers from losing their shape and merging into bulk. You'll love how between trim styling feels creative and free with this cut. Every day looks slightly different and completely intentional. Boom gorgeous, you look 10 years younger. You now have 5 powerful haircuts: the structured bob, the soft layered cut, the face-framing pixie, the wispy lob, and the voluminous shag. Each one designed to lift, refresh, and transform the way the world sees you after 50. Wear this confidently everywhere. Walk into that salon knowing exactly what to ask for, and walk out feeling lighter, younger, and completely radiant. Like and subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, so you never miss a beauty breakthrough made just for you. And comment below, which of these 5 haircuts are you most excited to try? Tell us your biggest hair mistake below. We read every single comment, and your next transformation starts right here.